Hello, darlings. Hope that you are doing amazing, my loves. Hope that you are feeling so swell, so delectably delightful. And yeah, you guys, you have like this sense of like reminiscent energy, like very familiar energy, like comfortable energy, right? And also, before I started, I have just a few signs of spirit letting me know, and one of them is they'll like literally pull on my earring, and I feel it go up and down. And so they did that beforehand, and so it's letting me know that spirit is here with us. Not necessarily ancestors, it can be, but most definitely spirit. And so it's like they're lending an ear. They're I'm hearing they're lending a prayer. I like that. I love it. I say for that. But lending a prayer, lending an ear. You guys also came in with a different introduction than the other two videos I did. A different energy. Like I said, it feels very familiar. And even when I was starting, it was like this conversation I was almost having with spirit beforehand, and I always usually do, but it was almost like what I do when I'm by myself having a conversation with spirit, not getting ready and prepared to have a conversation with spirit for the collective. I hope this is making sense, but it was just like very like, yeah, yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm doing, and yeah, that's how it was very, like I said, very comfortable energy, very homey energy, very Piscean energy, very like ethereal, connected, but still kind of safe energy, very Taurus energy, Virgo energy, that maiden energy, lots of like this grounded here in the present, but I'm able to like I'm hearing that one quote from Beyonce, a lot of Virgo energy, like I'm like, what is the fuck is she saying off that song? Like you I'm here, but you'll never see, like, notice me, it's two hands to heaven song. Oh my gosh. My brain is going a blank right now. And it's crazy because like I'm hearing the song, but it's not fucking coming out of my mouth. But anyhow, anyway, if you know that song, that's what I'm talking about, where she's like, damn, spirit, we gonna have to hump over that. But yes, it's kind of like giving that energy, like you'll never see me coming, you'll never know when I'm gone. It's like, yeah, but it's very like your presence is very known and recognized on a different plane than this one. Very high regard, very just very homey. You know, you feel like a grandma to a lot of them, almost essentially. Very comforting, and safe and warm, um, in a lot of ways. You know, so like I said, it's very, very, very strong, familiar energy happening. Oh, I say, I say, I say. Let's get into it. Oh, wow. I feel like they want to give you a message. So we're gonna pull from these and from those, but I'm gonna try to put that in. It's like they almost. Ooh, I gave a reading one time to someone, and I told them like they won't be around for long because they had somebody that was attached to them, and I was like, they won't be around with you your entire life course, your entire life cycle, because they have passed on to the other side. Like they won't be here. They're only here for a certain period of time to experience life with you up until a certain period of time and guide you or help you in a way and walk with you to add that easement, but they won't be here this entire time. They're not one of the ones that are set up on your spirit team, essentially. Thank you, Spirit, on your spirit team, essentially, to walk with you this entire course of the way. And so it's almost like it's like a final message, a final goodbye. Not saying it's going to happen anytime soon, but it could, because again, you know your relationship is straight better than mine, but I'm not getting that it's happening soon, but it's very much like this very kind of somber energy as well. Like, okay, we won't last for long. It's like they want to instill a lot of energy and messages in you, but not overload you because they want you to experience life. So you're gonna feel, people forget that there's grief on the other side, even after the other side is there. Because again, they won't be there the entire time. They still have their own life courses and energies and purposes and missions that they have to complete and do. So, um, and some of the people's missions that are set to complete and do is to walk with you for a very, very long time. And for others, it is not. So they wanted to say that because it was staring at the hidden truth deck. Now I don't even know if I'm going to pull it, but I'm staring at the hidden truth deck, and it's kind of like they just like that's kind of like the hidden truth of the situation for the reality for you guys, um, is that they won't be here this entire time. Yeah. We have, I still did it despite the setups for me to fall or be laughed at. I feel, oh, thank you. Yeah, like I said, they're definitely living experiences with you because even before I started this, I kept hearing not alone, never alone. And so it's in the sense of, like I said, they may not be here with you, but they're not also the only person or spirit guide or, God or angels that are around you or with you. But it really, it's like you still did it despite what people really did set up for you. And that, with that saying, I made that card intentionally, like, despite the actual setups for you to be laughed at, for you to fall, for you to fail, not even just fall, because sometimes when you fall you get back up, for you to fail completely and shut down and not to get back up and all these things for you. But it was like you still did it despite all that. Even if that did occur, it still did happen. And so, with that coming in, it says qualities do not outweigh character, relaying facts. And so, with that information, is this understanding that it could have been somebody that was close to you in a sense, or somebody that you weren't expecting. And you have to realize that you have to get rid of them. Ooh, that you have to get rid of them in a sense, in a way that was, yeah, a lot more powerful for it. Ooh, a lot more powerful for you in the end. Yes, haters and naysayers. Okay, so it's in the sense of recognizing that exactly what they were trying to do, privacy in plain sight, really worked out for your benefit. Really worked out for your good, because what they thought they saw was just you, probably by your dolo, or not many people around you, where maybe you don't really have strong family connections or not many, or maybe you don't have a lot of connections in the field that you're in, the industry that you're in, the career that you're in, but they thought that you were alone. And so they thought they can say this, they thought they can do that. They thought the qualities of their mouth was a lot more powerful than the quality of your energy, of your reputation, of who you truly are. And so that's why you were able to still do it, despite all those things happening, because that was not real, but you are. That was somebody hating, somebody naysaying, somebody projecting, somebody doing the bullshit, and you were still being you. It was privacy in plain sight, because what they thought they saw was not truly real, but that's because they couldn't really true themselves. They couldn't really truly see themselves, and that's why. Whew, that's why you get such high recognition. That's why I said you feel so warm, you feel so comforted, because even along the way, even if you were at moments doubting, being afraid, a little scared, whatever it is, you still have this faith that was so insurmountable, that was so unshakable, that allows you to still keep going. Definition, words that mean it. Yeah, somebody just thought they can say shit and say shit and say shit, and that it was just gonna stick. They didn't realize it was water off the ducks back. They didn't realize it was like that one picture that was going around Facebook in like early Facebook days, and it was like that big, like almost real statue of Jesus, and it was like you behind him, and it was like, oh, and you got a few pebbles, and you're like, oh, why this? Why me? It hurts. And then you got Jesus in the front, and it's like big stones, and he's like, sorry, did I let a few through? I'm sorry. It's still corny to this day. Thought it was corny then when I was scared, that I think it's corny now. No. But it's hilarious. The message stands strong. It's like you don't even know, and it's very true. And even in some instances that you do know, it's this realization of what that is. And so, oof, yeah, we got journaling on this side, and we also got childhood friend. They wanted me to take that out because it's this definition where it's at meaning. Also, they're saying that childhood friend is not what you think it is. Like I said, you guys have this familiar, homey, comfortable energy about you and surrounding you in this way. And so it's like I said, it could be somebody that you know or not, but it's somebody that was assigned to you, and they just feel very comfortable. And so it's like this sense of all of that is happening. It's like that. It feels like it could have been a childhood friend that is on the other side, or it could just be this energy and essence of that on the other side going through life with you. We have journaling. We'll definitely have, you guys can be writers. You guys can be, I'm hearing like those, what do they call, like a journalist? Thank you. Oh my goodness, thanks, Farrell. But you can be a journalist, somebody that is into poetry, writing. You can be somebody that just goes and edits and stuff and revises and checks things over, which could have had a big impact on your reputation because they could have said you did some shit that you didn't do or that you didn't do some shit that you did do, something along those lines. But I'm hearing it's the written word. It doesn't have to be the Bible. What I'm hearing is like it's the written word. So it could be old journals that you have, but it's like it's the written word, or it could be the documentation, something around your career, your job, your something where it's like what you wrote down and backed up that information for it's gonna come back and be like, I have motherfuckers questioning. Did they take their meds today? Are they crazy? How are they still winning? How are they still doing it? How are they still succeeding? I could have sworn I did this, bitch. It don't work and it never will. Right? So yeah, be prepared for the goodbye message. They don't want me to pull from that. They just want me to pull the message from that off of the top of that. But that has been your reading, my loves. I love you so much. Love yourselves more. You can always book a reading with me down below. But until next time.